today, I'd like to introduce you to Christopher Ward, who is our cybersecurity expert. So my first question is, what is your core area of expertise, your zone of genius, that you bring to your students or clients?
So I've been lucky enough to become a Software Engineering Institute instructor for Carnegie Mellon University in the United States. I'm only one of two instructors that's authorized to instruct in cybersecurity courses, 42 cyber courses, which are internationally recognized, and some of them count towards a Master Science degree. So I've been an instructor for many years now, and it's quite hard to achieve that. I'm the only instructor in the Southern Hemisphere, and government agencies both here and in Australia and in the Pacific Islands have used me to teach ministers and staff right across the board, CEOs, board of directors, in getting them access to these cybersecurity courses, which aren't available anywhere else except through the answering yes, or if you actually go to the United States.
So if I can ask, what is your professional background and what was your aha moment that led you to become a cybersecurity expert?
So I started coding computers from 1979 when I got an interest in them when computers weren't that large. And I've been coding ever since. And throughout my career in the British Army, 30 years in the British Army, 10 years serving alongside New Zealand Defence Force, in my career as an electronics technician, I sort of got pushed towards computing. I ended up being the only soldier in the British Army to ever do a Master Science degree in computing as a soldier, as opposed to a senior officer. And I passed that course. And what that did is it projected me into doing strategies and writing strategies and plans for enhancing ourselves, the British Army, in cybersecurity. So I was tasked with setting up the first computer emergency response team in London, in Whitehall. We had 40 locations around the world reporting into us, and all my staff were sent to Carnegie Mellon University to have professional training and to be trained by ex-hackers with the US Department of Defense. In that journey, I became the executive chairman of the Five Eyes Military Committee for Cyber Operations, Cyber Defensive Operations, and also I became the executive chair of the Five Eyes Military Committee for Cyber Intelligence. And I got to meet some amazing people, and I held and still hold top secret clearance. So I do have access to what is really going on in the world and able to dull that down and get the message across to the commercial sector without passing on classified information.
My next question, bit left field. So what makes you the blue unicorn in your field, or what is your superpower?
I've been lucky enough to meet and work with the greatest people in the world with cybersecurity. And what I do is, whilst I am an ex-hacker myself, ethical hacker, should I say, I'm able to talk to people, senior management, board of directors, CEOs, at the level where cybersecurity is put across in such a way that it's not technical whatsoever, and put it into business speak so that people understand what cybersecurity is about. The very fact that it's not just about IT, information technology. Information technology is one of 9 domains of cyber. And so you should be asking, what are the other 8 that we should be looking into? So it's not relying on just your CIOs or your chief technology officers. It's because cybersecurity is important across your entire business and not just left to one individual to sort any issues out.
So then that segues into my next question. So what industry myths or misconceptions do you love to challenge through your training?
A lot of people, companies or agencies rely on tools to answer to their cybersecurity issues. There isn't a tool that you can't break or can't get through. There isn't a firewall you can't get through. So if you're totally relying on just tools to protect your sensitive information, then you need to look at elsewhere and what else you can help. So it's looking at defense in depth. It's very important to ensure that your staff are trained. That is the weakest link in any organization. You can have the best tools in the world, but if your staff can bring the whole security down, you need to make sure that they are trained and they understand what they should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And that's from non-technical staff to technical staff. The biggest return investment by a survey done in Australia a few years back was that the biggest return investment in saving money is actually training your staff instead of spending just millions on tools and vendors providing whatever that is. So I see training as the most important and effective thing that you should be doing first to understand what you actually need within your organization.
If you could speak directly to one person in a company who truly needs what you offer, who would it be? What would you say to get their attention, and why are they the person who needs to hear it first?
It would be the CEO. That person has got the remit to look after everything, and it's that person who will be held accountable if a security breach happens. It's not anyone else within the organization. So if there are any fines coming down your way, and a single fine for security breaching personal data can be $10 million per person per breach. So that's something that the CEO and the chief financial officers really need to understand, that enough effort gets put in to make sure that the data within your organization is secure. So it's the CEO that I would target to make sure that cybersecurity is on the agenda every month, and the board of directors always get briefed on where you are in terms of maturity in cyber for your organization.
Can you share a moment or story where you knew your work had made a real difference, something that captures why what you do matters?
I could bring many examples. One that really sticks to mind is the Pacific Islands. There was one country who asked for assistance. We started training the ministers and the staff, and it made such an impact on the Pacific Island that the king of that island actually met myself and my wife on our next visit. He understood how important it was to protect the Pacific Islands data and to make sure that there were enough security controls in place to make sure that we push back any attacks. So that's one of many, but that sticks in my mind as one that's right up there.